Crest in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on them big blocks. On fourth down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, come punt the ball and let's go. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Lear jet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win, win. We just came to win. Win. We must protect this house. First and 10.
Aubrey's in the house.
He's a math major.
Good evening, everybody. Will Boykins over here, Dennis Davis, and I'm Kevin Hastings. We got score. How about in Cleveland County what we thought was a blowout, and Dennis was already writing the obituary for Crest earlier, and now it's 43-42. Crest took the lead, being down 21-0, and now Shelby just took the lead. It's getting crazy over there, guys.
If we only had a kicker.
And it's just the fourth quarter.
Just as crazy over in Cherville right now. Ironmen just took a 21-20 lead with about a minute left in the game. We're going to go over there, start there first. We got plenty of time to check on Shelby and Crest. Let's finish up with the Ironman here on the post-game show.
All right.
Personal foul. Actually, they call it on the Ironman. Oh, they're offsetting penalties.
Okay. Good
so
deal. Okay.
both teams guilty on that exchange. And so they'll replay second down.
46 seconds left. The Ironman clinging. I'm saying clinging to a 21-20 lead at this point. Timeout.
Timeout Blacksburg.
Blacksburg.
46 seconds left. It'll be third down when we come back on WCSO.
First turnover, and it was at the worst time for the Chargers. 9:18 to go, fourth quarter, but a lot of time left. Even if Shelby scores here and gets the extra point, Crest can tie it up with a touchdown and two-point conversion. And there's the handoff to Key. He waits patiently. A flag comes out. So he gets a 5-yard run, but flag comes out at about the 29. If that's a hold, that'll be about a 9-yard penalty when it's all said and done, maybe an 8. And it does. It marks it back to the 39, so be first down, but first and 19 for the Golden Lions. And they'll hand it off to Key again. This time he bounces out, left tackle. He runs backwards to go forwards, and he gets about 3 or 4. But because it was first down, Shelby was content to go ahead and do a run play and
it's going to be about second and 16.
So 3-yard gain there. And Keys had 14 carries on the night. And second down long. Lee's going to throw it. He's got a completion, and they got the holding penalty yardage back.
About
39.
It's going to be
With that carry by Chase Miller, Matt,
Folks, we're going to just breaking in here on this game.
20,
When we were break, Ironman picked the ball off,
carries for 138
and it looks like they're
yards.
going to win
I
21
don't
to
wanna
nothing
spoil
here.
the post-game show, but they probably shouldn't be too much surprised of who tonight's player of the game is.
Folks, be sure to listen,
Yeah,
listen in.
We'll talk about that here in a
hope
minute.
that the game
Danny and
Shelby just scored.
He's got Isaiah Bridges, and he's got the first down at the 15. Turns it up to the 10, to the 5, to the touchdown.
28
Huge
yards.
play.
49-42.
28-yard touchdown.
lines up 7, extra point
Catch
pin. Do they go for 2 here?
by
Already up
Isaiah
7, and
Bridges.
Crest can't kick an extra point. I would.
I mean,
And
Wouldn't
I
you?
don't know
They have kicking troubles as well. Will.
what's going to be the final result. But I knew after the last
I'd go for 2
couple
right
games,
here.
the
Put the
last
nail in them.
one, Jeff
I
and,
mean, that's really not putting the nail in.
I
it.
know
You
it's
don't
9
get it.
minutes left.
catch for Bridges, but as always,
That's
we'll wait
not
for
what they
Tim and
do.
Bob Sherman's official stats to come out Saturday.
That's a lot of time left.
Flag in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. This game it's never ending.
Yeah. Oh wow.
8:10 to go here in the ball game.
8-10.
Yep.
And Shelby gets
8-10, folks.
their unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of their own. And if I'm Crest, I might take it here so that they can't make this an 8-point game.
I mean, you got to go for 2 anyway if you Crest.
But I could see wanting it on the
So,
kickoff, too.
Final at
Crest
Central
has had some
Cabarrus.
Great returns on the kickoff.
Hunter
One
Huss
thing I'm
falls
thinking is, I might
27-32.
want Lopez to try a 35-yard PAT and then take my chances of scoring and getting a 2-point conversion to go on top.
Oh, that's true.
Forestview
Now
is the final
he
2,
kicks
folks.
this and
Black
makes it,
is
and your
final
2-point
if you're watching at
conversion
home.
Only ties the ball game.
Oh, they stopped it.
We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. Snap to Hollifield, and again,
Crest
he can't
stopped
hold
it.
on to it, and he's going to eat it. So they ended up making the wise decision. That's twice tonight he has not handled the snap and not even gotten the kick off.
It's getting
And
silly
the
over
score
there.
remains Shelby 49-42 over Crest.
All right, folks, we'll get back
And
to
you-
that
you
game
talked
here in
about-
just a few minutes. Let's go over some scores. Will, can you read?
I got my glasses on.
Can you read
so
now?
I can see.
Can you
I
see
can
black
read.
and red on your screen?
I can see
All
black.
right, I'm going to
and
make it even bigger for you. Let's see if Will can get through. Give us the finals, Will, and then we'll talk what we have active throughout the other ones.
All right, final in Kings Mountain. It is the Mountaineers over the Burns Bulldogs, 27-0. The final in the final in Blacksburg, the Trouble Ironmen beat them 21-20. What a game there! It is final in Northwest Cabarrus, 14-0 over North Lincoln. It's final at West Lincolnton. Up there at West Lincoln, they'll freeze if I say West Lincoln. Terry just rolled over in his bed and said, "What?" The final in West Lincoln, 54-7 over Ford. That's not a final yet. Final in East Rutherford, McDowell, 26. East Rutherford 0.
Got you a final right here, Will. East Lincoln, 27-0 over Lincoln.
All right, that's a final. Just Chase score has been final for some time now. 65-14 over North Gaston. I think that game was final when Chase got on the bus. Ended up the road. Final in South Point 42-14 over RS Central, the Hilltoppers. This is last night game. Community School of Davidson, 38, and the Thomas Jefferson Griffons, 14. They're having a setback year, I guess, what you'll call that. Retooling, relearning up there at Thomas Jefferson. High Brighton, 60. West Caldwell Warriors, 14. Bessemer City, Pine Lake Prep. Pine Lake Prep took it to Bessemer City tonight, 21-0.
We didn't get it beat as bad as Burns did.
Actually,
Send those cards and letters to Kevin Hastings.
ahead,
It's final in West Meck. West Meck wins 14-9 over Asheville. That's Ashbrook, the Green Wave. It is final at Central Cabarrus. Central Cabarrus win 32-27 over Hunter Huss. It's final at Forestview. Forestview win 13-7 over the over Freedom, the Patriots. Let's see what else is final. Wilt Central puts the hammer to Patton. 34-8.
Final in Alexander Central. 49-7 Reynolds Rockets win tonight.
Listen, that running back for AC Reynolds.
Max Guest. Pretty good. Hey,
oh my Lord, Jesus.
The last guy that put 300 on Shelby's playing for the Dallas Cowboys right now, Will. Just FYI. 21-21 in overtime. Drawn in East Burke. Or 21-21 in overtime right now.
Final in Lake Norman, 35-14 over Statesville. And it's final in West Cotwell. They fall to West Iredale. They fall to South Iredale, 43-6.
Got a score update in Polk County. Dennis, you was wondering about it. Finally got one. West Henderson's up 7 right now in the fourth quarter, 33-26. Asheville final on your sheet down there at the bottom right, 28-0 Cougars
over Brevard
for tonight.
Didn't Brevard have a big game last week?
Yeah, well, they started off 1-0 and now it's gotten bad. They lost last week. They won the first game.
They won the first game really big,
and then
lost last week.
Yeah, it turned around real quick. Let's see. Final at East Gaston, the Storm comes storming back, down 14-7, win 27-21. Kramer over East Gaston's the final there.
27-27.
Did I write that wrong?
Yes, sir.
What was it, 21? I said?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. 27-21. Let's see. East Henderson and Hendersonville still nothing on. Well, Hendersonville was killing them last time we saw. Anything else coming across here? And this isn't on our scoreboard, but Watauga will have them next week against Burns. It's 14-14 at halftime with Mitchell. I'm still waiting on Highland Tech and Carver scored. That was a 2-point game last year. And let's see what Brent's texted me. Is that game over? If he's texting me.
And operated with over 25 years of experience, from an oil change to a tune-up to air conditioning and heater repair. Check your brakes too, and they carry all kinds of tires. Get a tire checkup today
that game
at
ain't
your
even
nearest
No,
Allway
it ain't.
Tire Center.
He's
East
asking
Main
about
Street
an
in
ad.
Cherryville, West Main Street in Forest City, West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and on Carbon City Road in Morgan.
telling him to do
That's
something real
Allray
quick,
Tire
folks.
Center. And now Allray Tire has employment opportunities. Just drop by your nearest
I'm waiting
Allray Tire
for him to
location.
come back. Sort of thing.
We all hear about how good the barbecue is in Lexington, Greensboro, and in eastern North Carolina. But
All right. Can y'all
Are we set up to talk to them?
No, who?
Are we set up to talk to them at the game if they go live? If we go live to their station, are we set up to talk to them back and forth?
To talk. If they call us self they can call on their phone, but not like directly over the interweb.
Okay, I didn't know.
We're not that fancy.
I just saying.
No,
I know we got all this fancy stuff in here now. I didn't know how fancy we got.
We're not that.
You take 2 years off and come back, and there's all kind of new stuff in the studio. So I didn't know how fancy they would get.
The submarine has to surface before it can broadcast. Back to the base.
I got you.
Yeah. We didn't win the lottery tonight, so over at Crest, so we didn't.
But Nick Patterson did.
Whoever that is, he needs to.
If you know Nick, hit him up.
I was hoping.
Hey, Nick, you owe me a drink.
I'll say it later. What I was hoping. I gotta say it when we're on the radio and the people can hear me in Shelby Town. Now that we're online, let's go through some highlights while we're waiting. Let's check in on Shelby real quick. How about that, folks?
Yeah.
I think they just picked up the first half.
And he's pretty good at getting
Let's
open.
listen to them
Husky
again,
throws
folks.
it
We'll
this
put the
time
scores
to
up for you guys in a
Addison.
minute.
He's wide open, and he's got a first down to about the 34.
I'm gonna mute us and shut us up. Let's listen to Brent here for a minute.
Reception. And another CSI mechanical first down. And it's not taking Crest long at all, Jeff, to get right down the field where they need to be. 6:49 to go. They're at the Shelby 34. 4 plays. 4-man front for the Golden Lions. Husky to throw. Pretty good protection. Gets it out again. Wide open Addison, and turns it upfield and gets run after the catch to about the 23. It's going to be another first down. And he's caught the last 2 with nobody within 6 or 7 yards of him. So this is a 11-yard reception. CSI Mechanical first down. Tavis Husky having quite a ball game. He has completed the last 4 and 8 out of his last 9, including 3 touchdowns in that span. He's got time. He's looking left. He throws it. He overshoots Addison this time. He had Green in the back of the end zone as well, that he couldn't quite get it there. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Sports fans, if you stuck with us through this long, I apologize. We're getting bad about saying he's doing this and he's doing that. We're about as tired as the players are. At least I am, Brent. Maybe you're not. But.
Yep, so Husky and company, 2nd down and 10 at the Shelby 23, we'll call it. 7 points away from tying this one up, 8 points away from taking the lead. Husky will call his own number, and he breaks 1 tackle and gets a pretty good run. It's going to be about 3rd and 5 or 6. We'll see the spot.
It's going to be 3rd and 5, and I think it's going to be a short 5. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 4. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Obviously, 2 downs.
Yep.
To get it.
Shotgun, ball on the left hash, low snap. Husky gets it, throws it. It's complete, I believe, to about the 7. 1st and goal. And that's Green again. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
It's going to be on the 8.
All right, 1st and goal from the 8. That was a 10-yard catch by Green, who's had an incredible night. And it's going to be a handoff to...
Is that Carson?
I think it was 45 again.
Yeah, you're right.
He's been in there.
It's only about a 1-yard gain.
It's making me wonder if there's something wrong with...
Carson did take a shot, and he came off the field. He might not have been back in since then.
Yep, and Tank Ruff hasn't been in a while, but I think he's still playing defense, so that could be the reason.
2nd and goal. We're down inside 5 minutes.
Ball at 6. And rolling left is Husky. He plants, and he's going to throw it in the end zone. He's got a man. Touchdown. I think that's Addison. He literally had his feet in the end zone, but he fell forward. And I think Shelby was saying his feet were in the end zone, but nothing else was. But it doesn't matter. It's a touchdown for the Chargers. And they're a point away from tying this one, but they're obviously going to go for 2. That's where they've had their success. And 2-point conversion puts them back up by a point. If they don't get it, Shelby leads by a point. Husky to throw, Husky to throw. Time, airs it out, incomplete. And Shelby clings to a 49-48 lead with 4:42 to go. We'll be back after this for a Jam & J's Pizza Factory kickoff.
Pork, beef, or chicken, plus delicious sides such as slaw, beans, fries, and hush puppies. The best since Alston and Mabel opened in 1955. Alston Bridges Barbecue, 620 Grover Street, right here in Shelby.
Alston Bridges Barbecue is now open 10:45 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. 2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal. open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupool.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Numbers, tax, and bookkeeping touchdown. 6-yard pass to Malachi Addison.
Point after missed, the 2-point conversion. Shelby clings to a 1.49-48 lead. This game kicked off 3 hours ago, Brent.
Mitchell with a kickoff, and this is going to be fielded at the 9 by Bridges again. He's at the 20. Again, running all the way across the field. 25, 30, not quite the 30. He's pushed out of bounds, so Crest has had very good kickoff coverage tonight. We'd like to welcome our listeners from WCSL, where Cherryville defeated Blacksburg 21-20. This is a barn burner here. Shelby 49, Crest 48, 4:35 to go. Shelby football, they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line to start the drive. Shelby led at one point 23-0. Looked like they may blow Crest off the field. Crest at one point outscored Shelby by 40-13 in the middle of the game, and Shelby's come back twice to take a lead after Crest took their first lead.
I think it's about a 9-yard gain on the run.
So, let's see who that was. I believe that was I didn't catch who ran that.
That might be the young Tate.
Yeah, I think Tate got 9, and now little Tate, Jalen, the freshman's in there.
Ran out of bounds, so the clock stopped.
He's wearing number 30 tonight. He's been wearing 34. He gets the carry. He's got a first down, but he gets out of bounds too.
First down run.
So 36 to the
39. Nope, maybe to the 40.
So we'll give him 4. So Jalen Tate with a CSI Mechanical first down run. I tell you, that's some trust there. Putting your freshman running back in a game of this magnitude at this point in the game. Pass out in the flats, complete to Bridges. He's carrying tacklers up near first down. They're going to give him 9, I believe. Give me second and about 1.
And the first time nobody went out of bounds, so the clock's going to actually run a little bit. We're going to be inside of 4 minutes to go, Brent, and the way it's gone, that's enough time for about 4 more touchdowns.
Yep, ball at the 49, second and 1. Can't tell if that's Key or Tate in the game. Hard count. Doesn't do much. And now Shelby will snap it, and they will hand it off. Actually, Lee keeps it, and he's got the first down as he slides for the first down. He gets 6. So Lee, he's carried the ball 7 times tonight. A couple of those are sacks, but 1st and 10, CSI Mechanical first down. Shelby at the Crest 45, 3:32 to go. Lions lead 49-48 on our No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Lee looks to the sideline. This is a time where you might want to run a little bit of clock, but you got to keep getting yards. Throw out in the flat to Bridges. He's picking his way for 5, 6, maybe 7. Let's call it 6. We'll see the spot.
It's going to be 6, I believe. He was trying to stay in bounds, which is good because we're down under 3 minutes to go now. 2nd and 4.
I've got him for 9 catches now, but I'm very unofficial. There's been a couple of passes we weren't 100% sure who made them. 2nd down and about 4. Handoff, and I believe they're going to get the first down on the carry.
First down, Shelby.
Free.
Brent, this is the 25th first down for Shelby.
And I believe that was Jalen Tate. He went off the field, limping as well.
2:35 left. clock just started back, so it's first down for Shelby. Crest has got 2 timeouts left. They may have to start using them, Brent.
CSI Mechanical first down, that was 6 yards, and I believe Key's back in at running back now. Ball at the Crest 33, and Key gets the handoff. He's hit immediately and pile drives back. And Crest may take a timeout right on cue, and they do. Actually, he pointed the wrong way. He pointed to Shelby timeout. Anyway, timeout on the field. 2:03 to go on the No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. Shelby 49, Crest 48.
All right, back on the post-game show, Dennis and Will and myself got some scores come across. Still haven't got everything. 49-48, guys. A lot of people thought it would be a close game, a lot of points. And it didn't start out like it was going to be a close game, but now we're down to the wire, and Crest about needs almost a miracle here, guys. They need to make a stop right now.
Right. Are you calling for a field goal?
That's the miracle.
That would be a miracle.
That's the miracle.
They haven't hit an extra point all night, so kicking a field goal to win this game. I don't think so.
I don't know. No, I don't think
so.
They've got an extra point all year. So
I don't think they've even tried a field goal.
A 3A school that's a powerhouse football just can't find a kicker.
Well, here's the problem. The girls' soccer team travels on Friday night, and they can't get a kicker.
Will, you should have finished the sentence. You should have just stopped. Our problem is the girls' soccer team.
We can't steal one of the girls off the soccer team.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Y'all tried them out this week, Will, and they couldn't come because they had an
away game.
An away game tonight. Club soccer. but for real, like, so all right, let's go back to the game. See if Shelby can get this stop.
So Key lost 2 on the previous run. This time he gets 3 back.
3rd and 9.
So it's 3rd down and 9. And the clock's at 1:27.
Shelby gets first down. The game's over. Big play.
If they throw it or run it, they're going with a hard count. Shelby may take this one down and call timeout for all I know. And they don't. They turn around and hand it off, and Crest is all over it. And he gets about 2, and that's it. And it's going to be 4th and about 7.
Last time out.
Interesting play call. I mean, they ran a play that pretty much forced them to use that last time out, Jeff, but it's also a play that most likely is not going to get you the first down. And at 4th and 7, do you try to punt and pin them deep?
No. You go for it and try to win the game.
So Crest out of timeouts. We'll keep it here.
Hey, this is a really easy one, Brent. I mean, it's 4th and 7. You throw your best pass. If it's incomplete, doesn't matter because it's a turnover on downs. If you get 7, in fact, the one thing you don't do is you don't score a touchdown. I mean, if somehow you got a guy running down for the touchdown, he needs to lay down because
you don't want to get
this happened to Burns in the Forest Hills game in the state semifinals. Forest Hills had a 1-point lead with about a minute to go, and Burns had missed a 2-point conversion, and then Forest Hills scored a touchdown on a long run, and then Burns scored on the last play, got the 2-point conversion, and won in overtime.
Here we go, folks. 4th and 7 from the Crest 30. Got to get to the 23 or just inside. Shelby, 4th down. Crest, no timeouts. 1:09 left. Lee looks to the sidelines. Will Banks. Coach Emery give him the sign. Here we go. Crest with a big front. They're coming. They're bringing it all. Shelby throws it. Incomplete, out of bounds. And Crest has a chance. 1:06 to go. And that time, It wasn't a really high percentage play that Shelby run. I don't know if it just got blown up because of the pass rush or if they got mixed up on the route. But after a timeout, that play had no chance. It was thrown out of bounds. And Crest takes over at their 30 with 1:06 to go. The only problem is no timeouts. But they've hit so many big pass plays, Jeff. They've hit touchdown passes of 34, 55, 66. 2 of those here in the second half to Javarius Green that were just short passes. I might try my chances with getting him a short pass and letting him go with it.
And they moved.
Pre-snap penalty.
It's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Chargers.
And that's it. 5-yard penalty. That's sponsored by Butler's Tire and Auto of Kings Mountain. Be 1st and 15 at the Crest 25 now. The other problem is Crest is down by 1, Jeff, but the field goal's almost out of play because they have not made an extra point or a field goal all year. And they're both extra points they've attempted tonight were blocked. Back to pass is Husky. He gets a late rush. He just throws it out of bounds, which is allowed this year. The Shelby fans are going to be upset about it, but they probably all don't know that's a new rule.
But it didn't get to the line of scrimmage. It's got to get to the line of scrimmage.
And you're right, that didn't. So flag comes out after discussion, and this could hurt. So is that a spot foul and loss of down?
I think it is.
I think it's a spot plus 5 plus loss of down. And he threw that from about the 13 or 14-yard line. Could be a big penalty for the Chargers. Now it looks like they're marking it off from the line of scrimmage, though.
Nope, he's back to the 12-yard line.
So a little bit of chaos here is.
And it's a new rule. I mean, this is the first time we've seen, that we've been at a game where we've had to see the rule be enforced.
Yep. All right, so the official's standing on the 12 with the ball, which is, I think, the spot where he actually threw the ball from, or it's within a yard or 2. But they haven't moved the ball back or forward. They've placed it right there. Now they're marking off.
So it's going to be an 18-yard penalty.
And so this is marked all the way back to the 7-yard line from the 25.
That is correct. And when you ground the ball, it's 5-yard penalty in high school from the spot that the throw was made.
2nd down and 33.
Crest could pick up 94 on this play, though, Brent. I mean, they have.
And Husky's going to throw it from the end zone. He's going to air it out. It's going to be a jump ball. Green's got it. He's at the 40, the 50. He's got one guy to beat, and he does. He's going to go all the way for the touchdown. And, Jeff, you called it, buddy. Again, the tackling dummies are going to haunt the Golden Lions because the person in coverage was all over Green. He caught it, and the tackle was just missed, and then Green turned around and ran it. He cut upfield one time and avoided a second would-be tackler and goes all the way for the touchdown. And now with 44 seconds to go, the Shelby sidelines are stunned, and rightfully so. 93-yard touchdown reception. And Crest will go for 2, try to make this a 7-point ball game. This is the most points scored in this series by either team, Jeff, in 50-plus years of the series. 54 points by the Chargers. And Husky's going to roll left, play action, throws in the back of the end zone. It's overshot, incomplete. And the score is going to be Crest 54, Shelby 49. With 44 seconds to go. What a crazy ball game.
Insane. Well, did I call it, Brent? Did I say that Crest could score on this play? And they did.
They did. And I don't know what Shelby was thinking there with Green already lit him up for 4 touchdowns and to have single coverage.
And one thing, you could just go ahead and tackle him while the ball was in the air. But it was the pass was overthrown, and he ran underneath it and made just a heck of a catch and run. And then outran the safety.
Crest the kickoff, Jamie D's Pizza Factory kickoff. How about numbers, tax, and bookkeeping touchdowns? There's been a lot of them tonight.
Sit down.
Well, folks, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and
Mitchell's got it teed up. His foot has
I'm just
going
to say that.
He's kicked off.
So here's the shot for the folks watching
9
at
or
home.
10 times tonight.
Live from the stadium. Everyone else in the stadium go live but KTC, so we're going to take it live using someone's live Facebook feed here.
Biggest kickoff of the night.
Uh-oh, 40, 50. He might break it. Oh, he's across into the 40.
5.
Woo, baby.
Up to the 20, 25, 30. Cuts it outside. 35,
Don't get
40,
nervous.
45, 50.
Don't get nervous, Will.
Cuts it back.
Woo.
Crest 40, Crest 36. So a huge return by Bridges, the best one of the night for Shelby.
What a
and now
stupid game.
Shelby's got the ball at about
I just said that was too much time on the clock. They scored too fast.
31 seconds left.
What a fight. What a good game for the young kids.
So we're showing you live coverage live on the Red Zone channel from some random persons in the stands. Live feed, which is okay, but KTC is not allowed to do this. We'd offer to pay.
31 seconds to go.
Dalen Lee rolling right, looking right, dumps it down.
I don't think they've taken one.
Nothing going. Crest fans going crazy over there. I'm going to shut Brittany up for a second.
Lee rolls right. He's got pressure. He's got to get rid of it.
Yeah, because we're ahead of them right now.
But probably should have dropped it because
takes a timeout.
Shelby had to take a timeout there.
And you can't throw that pass right there.
21 seconds, y'all.
You just got to throw it away.
Well, at that point, if you throw it away, you've got no yards.
She said, Lord Jesus.
This is funny.
The clock stopped, but you got 3 timeouts. There's only 21 seconds left.
21 seconds to go. That play just took way too long.
Live Red Zone action. In case
you're gonna have to mute it.
Isaiah Bridges.
Why? She gonna say something bad? Well, we're on the internet, so like we're not on the radio. So.
Oh, we're on the internet.
Yeah, she can cuss all she wants on our show. Well, if you want to cuss right now, you can.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
If they score,
it depends on whether they score.
If they score here, you can throw an F-bomb.
It's not her, but the group around her. They're a lively bunch.
Oh, we're talking about
your buddies. No,
they're my buddies for sure.
Second down,
for
7
sure.
At the Crest 33.
We grew up
Gotta
together.
Get in the end zone. They trail by 5.
Lee rolling right.
Wins it.
Those are down incomplete.
Crest
and these are towards the end zone.
I think we need to move that ball towards the end zone.
Lee steps up. And gets late pressure from behind. He throws it. It's dropped at the 22-yard line.
I'll let Brent do something.
And I tell you,
guys
they're
updated.
getting pressure with a 3-man rush.
So Facebook's ahead of radio.
Twice.
Slightly, yeah, right. It just depends
where he needs to throw it,
on
which is towards the end
signals,
zone.
basically.
15 seconds.
Somebody just throw the flag over there.
We're on Verizon. She might be on AT&T or T-Mobile. I don't know what she's on.
Hey, it looks like somebody just threw the flag over there.
All-timers, Jeff. Whether you're on the losing side is going to stink. Whoever loses this one, Shelby 23-0 lead early. I'm not kidding. I thought Shelby might win this game.
That was on the radio. That's Brent's crowd mic. That's not Tamika's.
The first 13.
That's Brent's crowd mic. Lee rolling right, pass wide open man in the flat, down to the corner, and instead of going out of bounds, he stays in bounds.
3rd and 7. Lee in the shotgun.
We'll let Brent call it until he says it was 3rd and 7.
They're bringing late pressure. Lee throws it complete to the sidelines. They got to get out of bounds. They don't. They're at about the 18, and Shelby may call a timeout.
Exact
They ain't got no choice.
Probably the last play, right?
They were on the out of bounds line, and the wide receiver didn't go out of bounds right
Falls
there.
with the catch.
I don't know whether he thought he was gonna make a break on it right there.
That goes from the 33.
Never ask wide receiver what he's thinking.
18. That's a 15-yard reception by
That's the last person on the field you should ever ask what they're thinking.
I thought that was the fullback.
He's got
He knows. He knows where he's going every play, Will. Wide
It
receivers
all comes
don't.
down.
And they come back every time to the huddle, Will. Every wide receiver, every play. I was open.
Why are you always looking for that linebacker?
I was open. I was open.
Yards to go.
Hey, bro, yeah, I know.
That's quarterback talk.
The Peppers was gnawing on my neck. What do you mean you were open? I was getting suplexed while you were running and open down the field.
Good tonight, but these defenses.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, the guy who's never got hit ever in his life is complaining about the quarterback play.
And they're
all right, here we go.
Right now.
How much time we got, guys?
You got Jakeith
21
Hamilton,
seconds,
you got
I think.
Isaiah
Oh, no,
Ricketts,
it's less
you
than
got
21.
Foss,
No.
You got Mylan Daniels.
21 seconds. Or
Tristan
less.
Tate. You got weapons out there. If you're an offensive lineman, you better block for your life right now.
Oh, no.
Crest is probably going to drop.
Hey, when you let him stand up and throw the ball like that, that's picked off.
The coverage.
Picked off.
Yes. That's picked off.
Picked off.
Go, baby!
Oh,
Go!
man.
Go!
That's
He
picked
said,
off.
"Go,
Oh, wait,
He fell down. He fell down. He pulled every muscle he had. Look at him. He's mad.
Oh, he blew his hamstring.
He's out of gas.
He blew that hamstring. That's
interception on the goal line. On the
a hamstring blow. Oh, my goodness.
Chargers 54. Golden Lions
Oh, wow.
49. Final score on our No Malarkey Mr. Sparky scoreboard. It's going crazy here at Sid Bryson Stadium.
What are they going to do? Try to stay down the
Back
scoreboard?
with our post-game show.
Why are they going up there? They need to go
And that
shake
is
hands.
sponsored by Stamey Funeral Home of Falston.
All right, we'll shut Brent up for a few seconds, guys. And we're on the post-game show here on KTC Broadcasting. As soon... Brent now was going to be a minute on that, so I would guess. So we're going to get. Let's give the scores here, and then we'll take a quick break, and then try to catch back up with them the best we can. I'll let Dennis and Will handle the scores right now for the folks at home. Thanks for tuning in. You are watching the post-game show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports. Will and Dennis, let's get some scores out to the
Let's
folks.
get it kicked off, Will. I got the Kings Mountain and the Burns High Bulldogs tonight. A huge victory for the Kings Mountain Mountaineers tonight, 27-0 over the Burns Bulldogs. And ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't hear, the Chargers are for real. 54 Shelby Golden Lions, 49 Steve
That's where you
DeGree.
go with that.
Steve DeGree,
that's
call me and talk to me, man. All right, we got one
Y'all
here.
get off that hill and get down there and sign them, shake them people. That's just, come on now.
In another exciting game tonight, Coach Pruitt went down to Blacksburg, and he pulled off the big win tonight, come from behind 21-20 over the Blacksburg Wildcats, Will. You talk about a thrilling night. There's some games right there that go down in history. And we got the North Lincoln Knights taking on the Northwest Cabarrus Trojans, and they lose tonight to Northwest 14-0. And Terry Reinhardt, bless your heart, I hope you're in bed because there ain't no excitement when the West Lincoln Rebels beat the Ford Tigers 54-7. Talk about it tomorrow, Terry. East Lincoln 27, Lincolnton 0. It was the McDowell Titans coming down off the mountain and running over the East Rutherford Cavaliers tonight 26-0. The Chase Trojans tonight over the North Gaston Wildcats, 65-14. And the South Point Red Raiders rose up tonight and toppled the RS Central Hilltoppers, 42-14. Last night, Cleveland, the Community Schools of Davidson beat Thomas Jefferson 38-14. We got a final on this Carver and Highland Tech yet.
I ain't got nothing on that. I ain't got nothing on Bunker Hill. I was just looking up now, and the last score I got on Hendersonville is still 36-7. Everything else is final across the board except those three games on our board.
Maiden Blue Devils bounced back tonight over the St. Stephen's Indians, 29-19. And like you said, we hadn't got anything other. Wait a minute, we got the High Brighton over West Caldwell tonight.
60.
Is that correct? 60-14.
Yep, that's all.
Wow.
High Brighton found their groove back tonight.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Pine Lap Prep Pride over the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets, 21-0. We have the Cramerton Storm storming back at the end of the game over the East Gaston Warriors, 27-21. Ashbrook falls to West Mac tonight, 14-9. And you have Central Cabarrus, 32. Hunter Huskies, 27. Forestview, 13. Freedom, 7. AC Reynolds, 49. Alexander Central, 7. AC Reynolds have probably one of the best backs in North Carolina this year. Solid team all the way around. Drone falls to East Burke, 28-27. Patton falls to West Central. Wilkes Central, 34-8. Hickory Red Tornadoes. Hickory Red Tornadoes 38. Newton Conover 28. That's a good game right there.
Oh yeah,
big rivalry game.
We've had some games tonight.
Oh, we had some games tonight. There it was Lake Norman Wildcats over the Greyhounds of Statesville, 35-14. South Iredale, I said that a while ago. South Iredale over West Iredale, 43-6. West Henderson over Polk County, 40-26. A little bit of surprise in that game. Polk County's been rolling this year. Right now we got Hendersonville, 36, and East Henderson, 7. And we got Asheville, which is the final. Asheville Cougars 28, Brevard Blue Devils 0.
Talk about an exciting night of football.
Exciting night, yes, sir.
Over at the SID tonight, both teams put it on the line. That last play, Will, I don't know if he pulled a hamstring or run out of gas, or he said, "I'm just going to fall down and get this game over."
No, he had touchdown in his eyes. He was wanting that touchdown. If he'd have just slowed down, and he could.
Who was it got that interception?
Now, just number 4. I don't know who that kid is.
Well, he made a tremendous move there to break loose and get down the field, and like you said, it just ran out of gas.
Ran out of gas.
Well, one thing, if you'll notice on that Shelby drive, they were still running their offense to where they were still hitting the button hooks and the out pattern, and Crest was like, "Get it to our play, throw it deep." Was it a deep pass?
It was a deep. Well, it wasn't a deep pass. It was a 15-yard pass.
Slant or anything like that, right? So my point was that we didn't see any Shelby throw any balls in the end zone.
On that last drive. The drive that got picked off was the one he went to the end zone on that play.
Yeah, he went to the corner there, and I was just wondering
why. Maybe
they should have tried a little bit earlier.
Maybe that's why they hadn't tried earlier, Kevin, because they could get picked off. Give credit.
You got
Crest back.
Listen, those young guys at Crest have been beat up.
You said number 4, that's senior Brandon McCall.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon.
So them young guys have been getting beat up all year, especially since that thumping they took from Burns last week.
Bill.
And they had every chance to give up in this game.
With all
Shelby was thumping them.
With all apologies to President Biden. Way to go, Brandon.
Oh, my Lord. Have mercy. Jesus. I sent all hate mail to
Will Boykins.
No. But what I was saying was those guys had every chance. And on both sides, both of those teams are very young this year. But both of them had every chance to give up that game, and they stayed in and fought and made a very entertaining night. It's Cleveland County football at its best.
You know what I'd like to hear right now? I'd like to hear a microphone if we had, somebody on the sideline walk up to Coach Shelby and say, "How you liking Cleveland County football right now?"
I don't know if would you have asked him that last week?
Yeah.
No, that's a lot of points. They've scored a lot of points in 3 weeks of football.
Well,
they gave up a lot of points as well.
Well, Kings Mountain beat Burns tonight
handily,
and Burns beat Crest, and at some point later in the season, Kings Mountain's got to play Crest.
They do.
I don't know what to say about that. How you predict that kind of deal?
I really think by the time Kings Mountain and Crest will face each other, that's at end of the season game.
Yeah.
By the time Shelby and Burns face each other, that's the end of the season game. This is going to be an all-out county. Like, both of those are conference games, but they're still county rivals. And, and the county is still up in the air right now at this point.
And what's going to affect those two games that you mentioned at the end of the seasons is what happens in the way of injuries between now and then.
Right. So
can't find these other couple of games. It's aggravating me. But yeah, I need that Hendersonville. I want that Hendersonville score. Bunker Hill shouldn't be hard to find. And Winston-Salem, Carver. There's nobody in the whole state, in the whole county, city of Winston-Salem.
I mean, I got some people in Winston-Salem, but they didn't go to Carver. So
Dudley maybe, but not Carver.
Yeah, I just boy.
And surprise, I even thought that, you know, on that side of the town in 3A bracket, I thought that Dudley would be hard to handle, and then they fall. I didn't think they was going to get beat.
Yeah.
Who was talking? They fall last week, but I don't know if they fell this week. I didn't see they scored.
They got beat last week, and that surprised me when I saw that.
Yeah, that Dudley fell. Surprising to see Polk County, not put up as much as fight as I thought they would.
Hey, got a Bunker Hill final finally. 27-0. The Bears win.
Bunker Hill?
Yep.
Who did they play?
That North Iredale. I haven't seen North Iredale win a football game in years. I mean, it's. We've had them on here a long time, and I don't remember ever putting a win.
You know how bad it is? I was trying to figure out what that was. So I imagine they're the Huskies.
And they're the Raiders.
They're the Raiders?
You wouldn't have guessed that one, huh?
I wouldn't have guessed that. I guess if I look over here at this screen, I can see that there's Raiders down there. Yeah, okay.
They're the Raiders, but yet their logo is a wolf. It's a Lobo. So I don't know what to tell you on that one, Will. Last week the Greenies were Christ the King, and they defeated one of our teams. Working on the new top 10. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like I'm going to have 10 there, and I'm pretty much ready to rock on that. It just depends on how many Hendersonville gave up tonight in their game. Coming into tonight, Hendersonville gave up 40 points. That's more than Burns already before tonight, so they will be in the 10th spot. That was hard to do it all. We'll get the finals up for everybody here and we do, folks. We do publish the finals every night on our Twitter feeds and our Facebook. So follow along on there. Twitter at KTC Broadcasting, and at What's Up Shopper. Final at Crest 49-54. Shelby falls at Crest in a wild game. Bunker Hill 27-0 at North Iredale. West Henderson 40-26 at Polk County as a final. And then the last two, I'm just waiting on two more, folks. Top 10. We'll talk top 10 right now while we're waiting on our Brent and them to get off the thing.
Before we leave, I want to thank my friend Tamika for going live at the Crest game.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a little bit when we get back on the radio because of the broadcast situation.
Is that an anybody broadcasting network?
Yeah, anybody can. Yeah. Anybody can from the stands.
Anybody can from the stands.
Yeah. If you're friends with Tamika.
But if you want to do it professionally, you just can't. You don't even have to be friends with Tamika, Dennis. I got to watch her feed.
You and Tamika friends now, though.
So this is just, it's all weird. We'll talk about that on the radio here in just a little bit. How about, all right, top 10. Ready for this?
Roll it.
Number 10, moving up from number 13, will be the Hendersonville Bearcats.
Okay.
Number 9, falling from the 2 spot tonight after a 27-0 loss, the Burns Bulldogs.
Number 9.
Number
8
will be the Hickory Red Tornadoes.
I just think Red Storm would have been a whole lot better name than the Red Tornadoes.
How about the Hickory Nuts?
That would have been a good name as well.
All right. Number 7 is the Maiden Blue Devils with 6 power. We got a 5-way tie with 6 points right here between 4 to 7. 6th place South Point.
Wait a minute. Where was Maiden last week?
Maiden was
11.
Yep.
And there's 6 now.
Yep. They move up. There's 7.
7.
Number 6 is South Point, who stays in the exact same spot and will not move. Number 5 is the Chase Trojans.
They put up 42 points and they don't move.
I mean,
they put up 42 and gave up 14. They don't move.
No.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Chase.
Give up too many points. Offense does not matter at all.
Chase is number 5.
Chase is number 5 right now. They move up from number 8 to 5. They got 6 power points on the year, 3-0 on the season.
Well, who's number 4?
The West Lincoln Rebels.
Oh Lord!
Terry.
Lord!
The Rebels are number 4 right now with 6 power points. They actually give up. They win the 5-way tie.
Is that out there in Vail?
Yes, they get out the 5-way tie because they've only give up 21 points.
Cat Square.
Yes, that's part of Vail. Yes, Cat Square. Have you been to Cat Square?
I have.
Have you been to the parade?
I went through Cat Square real fast.
Come on.
Did you blink?
Come on, Will.
I wasn't in Cat Square long.
Number 3, the Kings Mountain Mountaineers with 8 power points on the season. Number 2, the East Lincoln Mustangs lose their top spot.
Number 2.
After a 27-0 victory, they lose the number 1 spot, Will. And then number 1 in the What's Up Shopper Power Poll. 3 victories over 3 3A teams, 9 total points. The Bunker Hill Bears are your new number 1 in the What's Up Shopper Power Poll.
Wow.
JP, you about ready in there?
Oh, wow.
Let's see if we can get him on.
Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on no big blocks. On 4th down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Cause special teams don't punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Larry Joy and Shelby.
Okay, we are back finally with the post-game show. My, what a night it has been, gentlemen. What a night it has been with Will Boykins, Dennis Davis, and Kevin Hastings. Everybody already knows that, but this is the first time I get to talk, so.
JP's been in there quiet, doing well tonight.
I thought it was in there sleep.
It's late as far as, like, we're supposed to start this show at 10, folks, and Shelby and Crest decided to play 11 o'clock
11:10.
I said, well, let's just keep playing.
We're supposed to start about 10:15.
Throw another touchdown. I'm throwing one
And
behind
they just kept on going. We're going to talk to David Potter first. He was at the West Lincoln game, the Battle of Hawk Hill. Folks, do not call the studios if you're a fan, please. You can listen for the scores. We tweet the scores, and the scores are on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now, KTC Broadcasting. The scores are on the screen. Please sign in there.
Sir, we actually don't take any callers from...
JP, your mic's on there.
Your mic's on,
JP.
Callers we actually...
He doesn't know his mic's on. JP, your mic's on. There we go.
What's going on in this place?
But anyway, we do not call the station if you are a fan. We do not take fan calls. Please do not call. ESPN does not take fan calls. Do not call Stuart Scott. I know he's dead, but anyway.
Yeah,
do not call
that'd be a long
trying to get on ESPN. We're not going to put you on.
From ESPN.
We don't want to hear your opinions. We don't want to hear them. We don't. Because we have 5 to 7 reporters out at the stadiums tonight, and they're going to call us, and they're going to call in and talk to us about all the games and give us our expert opinions, eyewitness opinions from the games. We also want to talk a little bit about this broadcast tonight. Shelby and Crest, for you folks watching the Red Zone channel in the postgame show, you got to see it. But we weren't broadcasting it, guys.
No, we didn't have nothing to do with it.
How did this happen?
We didn't broadcast it. I mean, I guess we broadcasted somebody else's broadcast, technically.
10 years ago, we had a meeting with Gaston County Schools. And in that meeting, I told them that you guys, there will be no such thing as television in 10 years. It'll be all internet. You'll be watching all these games on your phones. And if you don't let us do it, every person in the stands can do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when you try to broadcast these games, we started doing this and about 10 years ago. And at this point, Dennis and Will, we honestly thought that we would just be able to call the schools, hey, be welcome with open arms. But no, some of these schools think we're stealing money from them and taking away from the gate. And meanwhile, they'll have $195,000 half and half, but want to argue with us over $50 on a broadcast fee.
I mean, hot dogs did they not sell because of our broadcast?
It's insane. So the point is that these public schools act like private businesses, and they are public schools. So if you're watching the Red Zone channel tonight, Will, we got to bring up a random fans broadcast at the game. So, folks, we get to, so if KTC is not broadcasting your school live on video, which means we're only doing Burns, Will. So that means every other team we cover, folks, your school will not let us come do your broadcast. It's not our choice. Your school. If your kid plays at a school or your kid goes to a school, it's the athletic director or the principal's fault that we do not broadcast at your school, flat out. No one else's fault. It's not our choice. It's not what we want to do every game, but these schools will not allow it. Then you sit there and Will, how many people you think was at the Shelby Crest game tonight live streaming, Will?
Oh, a bunch. It was a bunch.
I mean, a bunch, right?
It was a bunch on each side.
So in every school we go to, it's like this, and we warn them. You've got two choices. You can let us do the broadcast, or you can have random yahoos in the stands doing it, Dennis.
I get what I see. I see your take of it.
You want it professional or do you want it non-professional?
I see your take of it. I kind of see their take of it, but these games has been going out over the radio since Jesus wept. It's never stopped. The people that's going to listen to this game is people that are not going to go to this game anyway.
Or they may not be able to, Will. They might be at the beach. I listened one year to the Shelby state championship game from a hospital bed.
Right.
Because I was not able physically to be at the game.
Yeah.
But I listened to Steve DeGree and Jeff and Brent do that game.
Well,
I think it was at NC State.
Let me ask you something. Carolina Tar Heels been broadcasting all their games on TV for 100 years.
Well, close, TV-wise.
Panthers, they broadcast all their games on TV. NASCAR, they broadcast all their races on TV. Everybody broadcasts their stuff.
Yeah.
Except when we come to this stuff. And it's just gotten to the point where it's frustrating folks that, you guys call us on Fridays, why aren't y'all doing this game or why aren't y'all doing this? It's 100% never KTC Broadcasting's choice not to broadcast the games. It is 100% your schools. In fact, Will, your children went to what, Shelby and Crest?
Shelby.
Did you ever, in the history of you being a parent, get an email or a notification from any of the schools that your kids went to that we will be broadcasting a game on Friday? Or, hey guys, Crest High School or Shelby or whoever your kid went to, has any of you ever got an email that said, "Dear parents, KTC Broadcasting wants to broadcast our games, but we feel that it will harm our school. We feel that it will hurt our program, and we do not want to promote our kids. We do not want to show them on TV. We do not want to talk about how great your kids are at school." Have you ever got one of those emails?
No.
Have they ever done that?
No.
So they make these decisions and do this. It's never about what's best for the kids, or we'll be broadcasting every game. 5 or 6 years ago, Dennis, didn't we not have 6 or 7 games? Live video. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff changed. And, we can complain and do whatever we want and all we want. But the point is that we could do a live professional good game on the radio, on the video, or you can have people logging in and watching people on Facebook and on Twitter. And we have to do it that way. And I can figure it out either way.
So,
I can stream somebody else's stream.
So,
as the service to the fans, Kevin, you could have been at the Shelby Crest game tonight, but you were interested in the Kings Mountain Burns game, and you could have been watching that
both
from the other stadium.
Yeah, from the other stadium. Or maybe you were interested in West Lincoln and Lincoln.
So 54-49 night classic.
Yeah.
And we don't get, and nobody can go back and watch it.
Well, they can go back and watch it.
How?
Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you this.
It's safe.
But by who?
I ain't gonna tell everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no official place. There's nowhere to go. Hey, let's go watch. I'm gonna go online and watch this game the rest of my life.
Why is it?
Because we.
Why is it okay?
But we got to get to a caller real quick.
Why is it not okay for us to broadcast that game, but you can turn on to TV channel XYZ, name a number, and they will do a Friday night highlight video.
They'll shut the school down and allow them to do a pep rally.
Bring the helicopter in here.
How quick would I get hung up on if I called a school and said KTC wants to do a pep rally and stop fourth period?
You wouldn't. Yeah. I promise you, if we would sponsor a pep rally for one of them and go live, and they would let us do that.
No, they wouldn't. Ain't no way.
I promise you they would. I promise you they would.
Name a school. You get it set up, ain't no way. Ain't no way. We're not even allowed to plug in their internet.
Listen.
You think we're allowed to shut down fourth period?
If there are any Cleveland County ADs listen to me right now, I want to prove a point here. I hope you hear me. Get in contact with me. Y'all know who I am. Every last AD in the county know who I am. So y'all get in contact with me, and my number ain't hard to find. Call me. Let's set this pet rally up. Matter of fact, let's do it at all four schools.
You wear a little short skirt and have some
I'll go out there in a cheerleading.
I might as well be listening to Chappelle right now, because this is as funny as this is.
I would bring Cheer Legacy and the.
All right, we got David on yet.
The elite, the JP Pack elite.
We got David.
Meanwhile, back at the scoreboard show,
West Lincoln dominates again. They win their third game of the season, 3-0, 54-7 in the Battle of Hog Hill. I don't know if they let David and Jason touch the trophy or not, but we'll ask them. Did y'all get to play with the Hog Trophy there, David?
No, I'm not sure where it was all night. It was nowhere near us.
Okay, I didn't know if they put it up there in the window for you guys to look at all night.
No, the only time I saw it was after the game when the West Lincoln players were holding it up on the field.
I think they keep it in Terry Reinhardt's office, is what I'm told.
I'm pretty sure.
Because every time we talk about it, he brings it up. But David, just Mason Avery in this game just continue to bulldoze the opponents. Saw some other touchdowns, of course, some of the other kids as well. But a big win tonight. 54-7 final. I got to make sure I got that correct.
Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't that close. I'm afraid.
Hey, we're the comedians around here, David. Come on, knock it off.
That's pretty good.
Oh, wait till you get to know me. Okay. No, man, it's tough following that previous caller there. So, but we'll try anyway. So, yeah, Mason Avery, 12 carries, only 12 carries for that 202 yards, so he averaged almost 17 yards a carry. It doesn't hurt when first time you touch the ball, you go 70 yards basically untouched down the sideline. Jalen Winnick, 101 yards on only 7 carries. So that 1-2 punch they had last year with Avery and Gilmore is now Avery and Winnick this year. And they're showing no signs of slowing down. And based on what we're seeing out of Maiden and possibly Bunker Hill, we may have West Lincoln be the best team in that 2A conference this year.
Well, Maiden,
as long as they stay healthy.
Maiden with a 29-19 victory tonight over St. Stephen's, you'd expect maybe a little bit bigger than that you're alluding to that. So West Lincoln, last year they didn't do too well against Maiden. I heard you talk about it in the pregame show, but you think they might have something for them this year a little bit, Dave?
Well, in the postseason game at Maiden, they didn't do well. It was 47-0. But I did the game at West Lincoln during the regular season, and it was a touchdown with 8 seconds left is what made the margin for Maiden last year. So they played them tough in Vail. They just didn't do well against them in the playoffs. And there have been a lot of graduation losses I was looking at the roster for Maiden, and there's a lot of graduation losses. So they still have Chris Culliver, and he's being recruited by some D1 schools, but there's a lot of they're missing some running game. The quarterback graduated. So there's some growing pains, it seems like, for Maiden right at the moment.
Well, if Ford gave up 350 yards on 19 carries, I don't know. That's off the top of my head. I think it's somewhere in that ballpark. Just how many total yards did West end up with? Do you know, David?
Yeah, they had 457 yards rushing.
It's not bad. It's a nice block, kid.
On 34 carries.
That's not bad. 34 carries,
So the
400 some yards.
So the team average was about almost 15 yards a carry.
That is brutal.
Well, the whole Lincoln County.
And they kept putting people in and ripping them off. I mean, even our sub of the game, brought to you by Subway, was Lucas Powell, and he had 7 carries for 55 yards. Drew Ponder, coach's son, 2 carries for 48. Wow. He just missed getting in the end zone right before the end of the game. He had a 47-yard run. So they just keep putting people in there, and it was pretty much against the first-team defense most of the way for Ford.
Well,
it wasn't like subs against subs.
Well, next week, the whole county has the week off, David. We may, I don't know what our plans are, may have you come in and help out a little bit, talk a little bit, maybe Saturday or on the Friday night show. But I want to thank you and Jason for getting everything done up there. Lincoln County fans, we talk about these schools and press box and broadcast. David, we need internet hookup up there, don't we? Because like we was at Kings Mountain tonight, we had great internet hookup and it ran perfectly. All night tonight, live video. So as soon as these schools can update their press boxes, it'll be a little bit more helpful for us as well. But in 2 weeks, who do you got, David? Do you remember? You got your schedule?
Yes, we do. We'll be at North Lincoln as they bring in Statesville. Now, North Lincoln, that'll be their first game on their new artificial turf. It's supposed to be ready. In fact, I've been going out. My daughters went there, full disclosure. And I still help out some stuff there, but they have the grading all done and the turf's there in big rolls. They're supposed to start rolling that out here the next few days and be ready for the game on the 16th. And there's another team that you're wondering about, Statesville. They're 1-2 now. They got beat pretty handily by Lake Norman. I believe it's 35-14. And looking through the Statesville roster, they're in the same boat that Maiden was. They had a lot of graduation losses. So right now you've got to figure East Lincoln is the odds-on favorite in that conference the way they're playing.
All right, David. Well, I appreciate it. I'm sorry to run you off here, but I've got 5 people to talk to in 25 minutes. So we're going to bang, 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 bang these out of here as quick as we can.
No problem.
And we'll see you guys next week in 2 weeks, David. And thanks for help as always.
All right. Thank you.
Good night. David Potter did the game over at West Lincoln tonight. 54-7. Rebels over Ford. Who?
Jeff
Miller?
Yes.
All right, Jeff Miller, welcome to the broadcast. Which game did you go to tonight, sir?
I went to the Forestview Freedom game.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. I thought you'd sneak over to Kings Mountain, but you got to the Forestview game. Jaguars win tonight, their first win of the season, 13-7. Both these schools seem to not be having the best of years, Jeff.
Well, it was, I would say this game had more flags than Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, no, come on, Jeff.
I mean, whole lot of penalties and some missed opportunities by both teams. I think I saw an opportunity where Freedom probably could have added another touchdown, and I saw opportunities where Forestview probably could have added 1 or 2 more because they made it deep into Patriot territory 3 other times. 2 of them resulted in missed field goals, and 1 was an interception that was thrown in the red zone. And that was at the end of the second quarter, the interception was. And, it was tied 7-7. Freedom was a very physical team, but there were times it was a battle of who can get out of their own way first in that game.
Well, Jeff, I don't know if you heard the first caller, but it's gonna sound like I'm rushing you off here and everything because I got 4 or 5 more other people to talk to. Jaguars get their first win. Freedom still struggling a little bit. What are your plans for next week? And is South Point the pride of Gaston County right now?
Yes, I would say they are. I mean, as a Forestview fan, you got to keep it real, man. But I'm glad that Forestview got the win tonight. I mean, they scored for the first time this year in the second half, tying the game with Freedom, and then took their first lead of the year in the third quarter, and then got their first win of the year at the end of the fourth.
Jeff, do you happen to have seen a Highland Tech Carver score yet? That's about the only one I haven't found yet.
No, I haven't gotten it. I've been checking y'all's Twitter page, to try and cheat and catch some scores. But I heard Kings Mountain won pretty big, and Crest had a nice come-from-behind victory.
Kings Mountain steadily pulled away about a touchdown a quarter, ended up winning 27-0. Shelby was up 21-0, and Crest comes back with a just miraculous game that we'll talk about a little bit later. 90-yard touchdown at the end with 44 seconds left. Just an incredible game to listen to and to check it out online. We got the highlights for that coming up here in just a few minutes.
And do you have a Kramer East Gaston score?
Yes, 27-21 Kramer over East Gaston. East Gaston was leading 14-7 earlier in the game.
So, I mean, Kramer's starting to pick it up on defense.
Well, yeah. They let Bessemer throw it all around them last week. Ashbrook fell to West Meck 14-9 actually, and there's a safety involved in that game as well. So I think West Meck had 3 field goals and a safety, or 4 field goals and a safety maybe. All right, Jeff, where are you going next week? You say?
I may make that trip to northern Cleveland County next week to go watch Burns and Watauga.
Burns and Watauga.
Well, it's going to be
should be a pretty good game. Watauga won last year, but now they're coming down the mountain. Bulldogs take them out. All right, Jeff, thanks for giving us a call. Sorry about the late and the rushness. Shelby and Crest till 11 o'clock tonight, but thanks for giving us a call as always. Jeff Miller. Hey, real shout out on your website.
CarolinaVarsity.com.
Carolina Varsity. And Twitter as well, same as?
Well, I don't get on Twitter as much anymore. I got kicked out of my account for some reason, but CarolinaVarsity.com Facebook page is where I post most of my stuff.
All right, Jeff, you have a good night, brother.
Thank you, Jeff. Good night.
All right, that's Jeff Miller, JP's who's got Steve Degree. Is that who you got? Steve Degree on the line. What's up, Steve?
How y'all fellas doing?
Doing pretty good, Steve Oak. Big game in Cleveland County tonight. I know you didn't want to be talking to us 3 weeks in 0-3, but a classic game tonight, 54-49. Chargers come back, and I know you being a line coach and a defensive coach, Steve, you probably don't like to see scores like 54-49 on the board, right?
Well, like I said, I don't really know. Back and forth. We got up 23-0. I got to feeling pretty good. We throw the hit pass, and they called it 11-man downfield. And right after that, like the wheel come on. But it just didn't play good solid defense like I had. Every time we scored, they scored. And we had a chance at the end to win. But McCall picked it off. Like you said, we had the field. It was so sticky. So I'm a lost of words. I don't know what to say.
Well, Steve, I don't think this game speaks badly of either team. I think what it does is it speaks of the determination of these young men in a county rivalry game where neither side would quit. You know what it was like there at the end, back and forth and back and forth. And the unexpected and the effort that the kids put into that to make their statement, we're not going to lose. Both sides, we're not going to lose. And what it came down to was one team ended up with more points than the other team because neither side would quit.
Yeah, but most of the time,
Steve, we're starting to lose you, Bub. I don't know why or what, but having trouble hearing you.
I can hear you good.
There you go. That sounds better.
Yeah.
most of the time, if you score 49 points in the game, fellas, you normally win.
Listen, that's the most points I think I've ever seen scored in a Shelby Crest game. That's usually a all defensive game. But this was all offense. It's totally different.
Yeah, when you hit both quarterbacks throwing for 10 touchdowns combined, where's the defense? I know Chris might have won, but if they're going to go deep, they're going to show up their defense. And we definitely got to show up ours. Because, they was giving us certain things, and we was giving them certain things. And, both our offensive coordinators was taking advantage of it. But we just couldn't stop them.
Well, you're right, Steve, as far as Chris, because they've given up guys 84 points in back-to-back games total. So he's right on that. And just Shelby hadn't, both of you, 54 and 49. Neither one of you want to go in to the locker room and look at the defensive film, I would guess, with those points on the board. I know both those schools like to play a little bit more defense than that, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, then when you got them on the 5-yard line and they throw that pass out of the green and you missed the tackle, he was off to the race. He's still running.
Yeah. That was a beautiful pitch and catch right there, though. It's right. What they had to have at that moment, and they got it.
And then we had the ball back before, and we couldn't get the first down. So we just got the first down. The game was over because they had no more timeouts. But we couldn't get the first down.
Yeah.
But anyway, they still my guys.
Yep.
That, like you say, we still could win the conference championship, but it probably make it get a lower seed playoffs. But right now we're trying to get that first win, and we gotta go to Highbright next week. Don't get any easier.
It don't even get any easier. But I can remember a few years ago, you guys had lost. Y'all was 0-3 and ended up making that first state run, rerun. Back when Chris and Trent Kemp were seniors, they were 0-3 to start that season, and they came back and.
Well, Crest under Roy Kirby started 0-3 and won a state championship.
Won the state championship. So it's still early. I don't think those guys, but the effort that the guys put up tonight, both. I know they're mad at defense or whatever, but they got to be proud of how them boys stood in there and fought tonight.
Yeah, both sides cramped up, and the atmosphere was great. But Chris just made a one more play than we did.
Yeah.
So
that was just that game came down to who was going to make the last play, and lucky for Crest, it was Crest's defense that stood up in the end. Something that they hadn't had all game.
And the bad news, Steve, is High Brighton scored 60 tonight over the West Caldwell Warriors, who had 14. So, got to work on that defense, and you got to score a lot of points. You got to put up 60.
I'm seriously with High Brighton. I'm not worried about them playing High Brighton because High Brighton's not from Cleveland County. They don't play Cleveland County type football, so I don't think they have any worries going into High Brighton.
They won't have the resolve.
They will not have the same. You won't get the same effort out of High Brighton that you got out of Crest tonight. They go up 21 on High Brighton. High Brighton lays down. It's over for them. So I think their defense played well enough tonight to hold Crest to 21-0. I just think it's a kindly game. It's a rivalry. That's what you got to look at it at, and they wasn't just going to.
Yeah, I told them ahead of time, in kind of rivalry game, you have highs and lows. And we was up on the high, then we got lows, came back out. They scored, we scored, and they came back and took the lead. We came back and took the lead again. And we just couldn't hold it, fellas.
Well, Steve, we appreciate you calling. We know that you're always willing to come and on the show and talk about football and what's going on with your Golden Lions. You have great respect for the Lions. We have great respect for you for being able to come on here and tell it like it is every week, win or lose.
Well, fellas, if we could just get one win, that'll take us where we need to go. But you got to get that first win first.
Yep. And that first one is the hardest.
Yeah, it always the hardest. I was shocked by the Burns score. I thought this was going to be Burns here to run the table too, but that's the way it goes on county rivals. The records don't matter.
I had Burns winning that one in a close one, and they got shut out 27-0.
Wow.
It's Cleveland County, Steve.
Well,
anyway, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. I get to go up to the mount on top of the mountain tomorrow, thanks to Coach Ware.
Oh, you're gonna get to see the
Boone. I'm going to Boone in the morning.
I need an
see
extra. I need an
the
extra
Tar Heels
ticket.
and the Mountaineers.
I need an extra ticket, Steve. Somebody get me a ticket. Somebody.
Can you get us in the trunk?
I don't even need a seat. I just need to be in the building. So I just need to be close enough I can carry the goalpost away.
Coach Ware sent me get me a couple of tickets, but it's told me do not wear no Carolina blue.
No, not allowed, Steve.
So I told him I just wear my Shelby black and gold, and that way I'll be covered.
You'll feel
I have 2 kids from Carolina, then I have a kid on the Mountaineers team, so I just wear my Shelby stuff. I'll be covered.
Well, we're all pulling for Appalachian.
Kevin and I have matriculated at that fine institution of higher learning.
Surely not.
All right, Steve. Have a good night, brother.
All right, keep it up, fellas. Don't get discouraged, Kevin.
Hey, if you find an extra ticket, in the morning, you find an extra ticket from somebody in the morning, let me know, Steve.
All right, I'll send my helicopter to get you.
hey, I'm driving up there. I'll be there. I just need to find somebody that's willing to give. I was hoping I'll find a drunk college student that is not going to make it to the game. Like, hey, let me get your ticket. Okay. That's usually how it goes, Will.
He'll be laying on the sidewalk near the duck pond. Kevin will go over and pull the tickets out of his hand.
You got to find the right type of people. All right, Steve. Have a good night, brother. Be careful.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, do we got Paul on the phone? Not yet. Trying to get Paul Foster on the phone before we go.
How about Robbie Roop? Robbie not feeling well tonight.
No.
I know he's excited and feeling better now.
Well, he might be. Will and Dennis, I'm finishing up some of these highlights real quick for the folks watching at home.
Yeah.
This is touchdown pass. Crest going up 42-36. Husky to Green on this one. I think this is the one Steve was talking about when you throw the little out, and then he takes it to the house there.
No, Steve was talking about. He was talking about the 97-yard bun when they was on the 7.
Oh, okay.
93-yard bun when it was on the 7, and
but Shelby's doing the same thing. Look at that.
Yeah, there was no defense in Bowling Springs tonight, according to the highlights.
The only defense tonight at Crest is around the tennis court out there.
If you at this game and it's going quarterback a mano, and these two quarterbacks, I mean, these are really good quarterbacks.
Yep.
And they're lining up against each other, and they're throwing touchdowns. If you're in that stadium, in that atmosphere, I mean, how exciting was that to watch that game with them quarterbacks, and it was all who had the ball last, basically, because it had to come down to
But Will, a quarterback can only throw the ball. Somebody's got to catch it.
Of course.
And we had some great receptions today.
Yes, we did.
Got Isaiah Bridges with some moves right there. On the score. That made it 49-42. And then Shelby gets a sack here late in the game on Crest. But then the Chargers, this is Husky to, who's Malachi? It doesn't have his last name on his Twitter feed. Shannon somehow finds everybody's Twitter feed as opposed to putting their real name on here. But Husky found the touchdown back here and there. That was more of a, that looked like a flag football scramble right there. Run to the left and somebody get open.
Shannon was at the game tonight. We'll let him call in.
This is the game winner right here.
Yeah, this is the game winner. Thrown from 2 yards in the end zone. Caught. Fell down about the 45 or somewhere right in there.
Boom. There it is.
And then Crest takes it 54.
It was
49.
The last one. It wasn't the guy that missed the first tackle. It wasn't the guy that missed the first tackle. It was the last guy that had the angle that failed for the dead leg. He just dropped the dead leg and right there, and he fell down and touchdown.
Malachi Addison's who got that touchdown for you guys right there. Thank you, Brent Pasco. It just big game. Brent and them had all the stats and stuff for you. It just want to thank Brent and Robbie and Shannon and Jeff and everybody covering this game out here tonight. All right, guys, we got to go through scores and do these scores again. The highlights, folks, are on YouTube. I mean on our Twitter feed at What's Up Shopper at KTC Broadcasting. We'll have them organized highlights for Monday and Tuesday. You can watch on YouTube. But tune in tomorrow morning as well. We'll talk Burns and Cherville football on that show in the morning with Tom and Coach Pruitt. We'll have highlights of those games in the morning. Cherville pulling off a victory tonight, 21-20 in South Carolina. I don't know how
that in South Carolina, Blacksburg.
I don't know how this worked out, but Brent says that both quarterbacks had 406 yards passing.
Both of them.
Who did them stats?
Both of them.
Fire him.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Fire. But again, folks, once again, I know we're in the show. Some of you folks just now tuning in and stuff. We actually got to show the last end of the Crest game live here online because fans
via Tamika Houston.
Wait, I didn't want to put her name
out there. She'll want royalties now.
Well, what I was going to say is that fans out there in the stands at these games that KTC or other people aren't allowed to broadcast, people sit in the stands and broadcast every one of these live to a friend, a family, cousin, somebody. Every one of these games is live. So for you folks out there, we'd love to do all the games. Call your schools, call your ADs, call your principals. Ask them why don't y'all let KTC come do your games?
I'm not a great math scholar, but if 10 people got together and gave $1 to somebody, and they went to the game and broadcast it to 10 of their friends,
right,
who showed it to 10 of their friends, think how much economic impact. Never mind.
They're going to be taking people's cell phones at the gates next week.
Be quiet, Will. Be quiet.
Don't give them any ideas. Good grief. Don't give them
Can't use your cell phone.
Don't give anyone with any government authority any ideas on things they can do.
That can be a lethal weapon.
Because they will. They'll jump through that hole so quick. All right, let's give the final scores for tonight. Across the board, guys. We've got again tomorrow. We got a big day tomorrow. We got Appalachian Carolina at 12. Morning show, of course, at 8. And then got I think more Braves baseball. We got NASCAR racing this weekend from Darlington. So big weekend on KTC. All right, let's give the scores, folks.
All right, starting here with the Kings Mountain Burns Bulldogs tonight. I'm sorry, Burns. I predicted you'd win, but Kings Mountain didn't. They beat you 27-0. And the game that we've been talking about, the Crest Chargers came out on top, 54-49 over the Shelby Golden Lions. It was the Cherville Ironman edging the Blacksburg Wildcats tonight, 21-20. And the Northwest Cabarrus Trojans, 14, the North Lincoln Knights, 0. West Lincoln Rebels, 54, Fred T. Ford Tigers, 7. East Lincoln Mustangs, 27, Lincolnton Wolves, 0. McDowell Titans, 26, East Rutherford Cavaliers, 0. It was the Chase High Trojans, 65, the North Gaston Wildcats, 14. It was the South Point Red Raiders tonight over the RS Central Hilltoppers, 42-14, in a game played last night. The Community School of Davidson beat Thomas Jefferson 38-14. Nothing yet on Carver and Highland Tech. Kevin?
Nope.
Maiden beat St. Stephen's tonight 29-19. High Brighton beat West Caldwell tonight 60-14. And it was the Bunker Hill Bears over the North Iredell Raiders 27-0. Will, take it away.
And it was Pine Lake Prep over the Yellow Jackets of Bessemer City, 21-0. Stuart Kramer, 27. East Gaston, 21. West Meck, 14. Ashbrook, 9. Central Cabarrus, 32. Hunter Husk, 27. Forestview, 13. Freedom, 7. AC Rental, 49. Alexander Central, 7. East Burke, 28. Drone 27. That's a good game there. West Wilkes 34. Patton 8. Hickory Red Tornadoes 35. Newton Conover 28. Lake Norman 35. Statesville 14. South Iredale 43. West Iredale 6. I was going to say 46. West Iredale 6. West Henderson 40. Polk County 26. Hendersonville 36. East Henderson 7. Asheville 28. Brevard 0. And that's the scores we have right now.
That's all we got.
I was looking. Beside me, Shannon left his predicament.
Oh yeah. Did he have any terrible ones? We usually point them out on Saturday, but if you see anything terrible right now, I'll go ahead and laugh at it.
2. 2.
All right.
1. He had Burns 35. 50, is that 35 or 55? Looked like 35 or 55.
I hope it's 30.
I can't tell. Kings Mountain 17.
Yeah. Missed that.
Shelby 38. Crest 18.
38-18.
38.
So he was 0 for Cleveland County tonight.
He was 0 for Cleveland.
What about any other bad ones? Like there was one last week. He had somebody win like 40-some, and it was the complete opposite.
I was looking at it.
And
I mean, he had one close.
Rake him under the coals.
The Chase Trojans 56-0. He had that one close.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Shannon Allen. I want to thank JP. I want to thank Andre, Will Boykins, Dennis Davis, Calvin Hastings, Nate at Fats for providing our dinner tonight. Sorry, Will.
My wings was wonderful, Fats. Just so we can get this straightened out.
Straightened out for next week.
I got my wings.
If I had known, I had ribs and chicken tenders.
I missed my wings.
I think what they're not telling you, Will, is JP ate your wings.
I think JP ate my wings.
I had a greasy burger. I enjoyed it. I did not eat any wings.
He was in there making special sauce.
That's special sauce.
Oh, you mean my spicy sour cream? Sure.
Spicy sour cream. So he was making it. All right, next week.
What?
Yeah, next week.
He brought his own sour cream.
He made his own.
to
Yeah,
make it saucy.
during
the broadcast.
Before, yeah.
Oh wow.
He sat in there and made his own.
Listen, I'm gonna try. If I get off early enough, I'm gonna try to come and do the 7:00 show with y'all next Friday.
That'd be all right.
Oh, okay.
I'll try to get here.
All right, next week. Here's the schedule: Watauga at Burns.
Oh,
Shelby and High Brighton. Is that at High Brighton?
Let me make a strong prediction.
Okay.
Those 2 games you just called out.
Mm-hmm.
Burns wins. Shelby wins. Shelby wins big next week.
At High Brighton.
At High Brighton.
We'll have that on WOHS. Chase will be at Cherryville next week on WCSL. So the Trojans will be back on KTC. And the WAGY game of the week, Chesney, South Carolina Eagles at the RS Central Hilltoppers. We got the Hilltoppers
and
the
you
next
know
2
who
weeks.
coaches Chesney, South Carolina now?
Well, no. Dabo Sweeney.
The former coach of Chesney, who went to East Rutherford, who went to Thomas Jefferson. Coach Cash is back at Chesney, but he's had COVID, so I don't know if he'll be coaching or not.
Oh my Lord!
Holy circle we just took.
The only prediction I'll make is Crest will not lose next week.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. You've been watching and listening to the Full Throttle Power
They
Sports
have a bye.
North Carolina Prep post-game show. Dennis Davis, Kevin Hastings, and everybody else. See you next week.
See you next week.